Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to episode 5 of my Road to Ultimate Champion series. Today we're at 5909, and hopefully by the end of the video we'll be at 6,000 trophies. This is going to be the deck we use. It's a little bit different than standard 2.9 like I said in the last couple of episodes, but I do prefer Knight and Bats over Ice Golem and Ice Spirit, and yeah, hopefully we can get some dubs for today. And without further ado, let's get into the battles for today. Alright, we're going to be going up against Sejord 370 from Grinders NL. Let's see what he's got for us. Alright, he likes to be patient, that's fine. Just cycle some crap in the back, let's see what he's got. Alright, Princess. Alright, well, looks like we're going up against the most frustrating deck in the entire world, Log Bait. It's a little bit different though, because typically he doesn't have bats. We are going to get about like 600 damage, which is kind of nice. We'll see here how he decides to play this in the future, because he can't just let us get 600 damage every single time. Alright, let's go with Knight and Bats here, because he did just use his Princess, but only one bat went to the tower. That's a little unfortunate. Okay, 2 of them did. Let's get it. A little bit of damage there, about 400 on the right, 600 on the left. He's going to go in with a Hog, so it's not a typical Log Bait deck, which is fine. He does have Zap as well, which is not normal. Let's go and go with Xbow here, see if we can maybe outcycle his Rocket, but I don't think we can. Alright, he's back to a Knight, possibly Tesla? Yeah. It's pretty good fireball value. Let's go ahead and take that. I think we're down like 1 or 2 elixir, but he doesn't really have anything to punish us. Just go with bats on that. Should only be 1 shot. Nicely done. Alright, well, it's going to be a little bit difficult to get an Expo to the tower, obviously, because he has Knight, he has Tesla, and Rocket, but I think we can come up with something creative with like Knight Archers or Knight and Bats if we happen to outcycle his Princess. Because obviously he's not going to Rocket that, but should give us some damage as well. Alright, let's go ahead and play this slow. Again, not a whole lot I can do. I'm just going to try to set up for another Expo here. Just going to go with a Hog and a Goblin Gang. Nice little log value there. Log Bait versus Expo is typically a pretty slow matchup, because we each have counters to each other's decks. Let's go with another Expo here. Alright, he's got a Tesla and he's gonna Zap, and I was late with those skeletons, so it's gonna hit the Expo. Kinda sucks. I don't think he has Goblin Barrel, which is actually interesting. So this isn't typical Log Bait, but he still has Rocket, which is gonna make my life very difficult. Some pretty good fireball value, so let's go ahead and take that. Skadoosh. That Knight might get a hit on the tower. Yes, sir. Alright, so I think the game plan is to still go in on the right side, even though I technically have more damage done to the left. Just because, I mean, that's the side he's going on. I don't want to have to deal with all this stuff he's throwing at me. Because again, if I went on the left side here, whatever he uses to counter it is going to turn into a counter push. So I'm going to have to use even more elixir, which obviously I don't want to do. So I'm just going to stick with the opposite lane aggression here. That's a nice little fireball value. And we are actually entering the chip damage arena, or timing. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but it's becoming a spell cycle game, because obviously I'm not going to break through with an Expo, and he's not going to break through with a Hog. And yeah, so 1:45 left. Let's go ahead and go with a high Tesla here. Hog's not going to do anything for him. I think we're up 1 or 2 elixir here. I was trying to predict his Princess. Yes, sir. Nicely done. I'm still going to have to use something else to kill that Princess, because she will end up killing my archers. Wow, she's actually going to lock onto the tower, so that was a bit of a misplay on my part. And he's already back to another Rocket. So he's playing this pretty well. He hasn't let me get any damage done with my Expo, except for that first one on the left lane. Let's go with another Expo. Maybe I'll outcycle his Rocket. We'll see here. Trying to protect here, just in case he tries to go with a Tesla. I don't think he's going to, though. Oh man, I just gave him so much fireball value there. I literally just threw away 3 elixir. It might end up costing me the game. I think we'll be okay though, because he doesn't really have any direct damage, like troop that gets direct damage on my tower besides Rocket, and obviously he doesn't want to use Rocket except for my Expo. Wow, he's doing a really good job of defending his tower against an Expo connection. This looks pretty promising though. Let's see here. He's given us nice fireball value, so we should be getting all that elixir back from the misplayed Knight earlier. Princess is down. That Knight is going to be destroyed. Again, we might be even on Elixir. If I didn't throw away that 3 Elixir Knight right into his rocket earlier, I think we'd be in a much better place and we should easily be able to hit the tower. But man, he's defending this so well. He's not letting me break through at all. And with 7 seconds left, we are up 600 damage. Luckily, he's not going to be back to a rocket fast enough. I don't think he even realized that the game was going to end. And just like that, we were able to take the dub, even without an Xbow connection on that right side, which is actually interesting. But that might be one of the only battles that I've ever won without actually getting an Xbow connection. So that's pretty interesting. Let's hop into the second match of the video. Alright, we're going up against Lou Common from Titan Warfare. Please don't be another log bait. I'm actually surprised that I won the last one, because it's literally like a hit or miss whether you even win against log bait, but luckily we did take the dub. Alright, he's going to go with a Mega Knight first play of the game, and my hand is absolutely whack, so I'm just going to have to take this. Let's try to cycle a log, give me something better to counter this Mega Knight, which first plays of the game, by the way. My man Lou Common, I don't know, man. I thought the Graveyard Barbarian Freeze guy from the last video was aggressive, but this guy's bringing it to a whole new level. Luckily, he's not going to get anything done to our tower. Actually, it's not luck, it's all skill, but you know what I'm trying to say. He's going with an Xbow here because obviously his Mega Knight's going to be out of hand. He's using Goblin Hut. I haven't really seen too many of these since they nerfed it, which is actually quite nice. Oh man, I actually missed the Knight here, so that Mega Minion's going to lock onto the Xbow, but not before he gets about 1,000 damage done. That Knight might actually get a hit as well. Looks like it will. Nicely done. Alright, so Mega Knight, Night Witch, Goblin Hut. I think we'll be able to defend this because he doesn't have a Hog or a Miner. I think if he had Miner, it'd be a little bit more of a concern, but it doesn't look like it will be. Because obviously this type of, I don't know, it's like he's trying to go for like a Golem deck, but with Mega Knight instead. But obviously this is not near as threatening as a Golem player. He's going to go with a mini P.E.K.K.A. I'm going to wait for that Mega Knight to jump onto the Tesla so that my archers do not die and they stay alive just long enough to lure that P.E.K.K.A. over there. And just like that, we're back to another Knight, fireballed all that, and that should be 0 damage to our tower. Or, I know, a couple little hits from the bats, it's not a big deal. But, yeah, pretty well done there. The key there was to wait for the Mega Knight to jump onto the Tesla so that the archers stayed alive to lure the P.E.K.K.A. to this center. Just like that, we didn't take any damage. Let's go ahead and cycle log onto the tower here. I don't think this is going to be a spell cycle game like the last one. We should be able to break through eventually with an Xbow, because all he has to counter this is a Mega Knight and a mini P.E.K.K.A. and we should be able to counter both of those pretty easily. So let's see what happens here. Elixir Golem left lane. My man. Okay, well, I'm not sure what this man is using, to be honest. Let's go into the Knight here. Let's go with the Skeletons to get that mini P.E.K.K.A. Those Elixir Golems, or Elixir Golem Mites, are going to give me a crap ton of Elixir. And just like that, I'm back to another Xbow. But I have to take care of that Electro Wizard and that mini P.E.K.K.A. Nicely done there. I'm not sure if those bats are necessary, to be honest, but they did distract that E-Wiz just long enough to bring me back to another Knight, which will protect my Xbow here. So we might have an Xbow connection on our hands right now. Yeah, it doesn't look like he's back to another Mega Knight just yet. He's going to play Elixir Golem, which was terribly played, because that's not going to kill the Xbow, but it's also going to give me 4 Elixirs. So that was probably the worst thing he could have done. I actually missed the tower with that log, but like I said, it's not really a spell cycle game because I'm pretty confident I can break through pretty soon here. And just like that, okay, maybe not yet, but if he does go with Mega Knight, I think we'll be okay here. I'm going to play a Tesla a little bit close to the Xbow. That way, if he does drop Mega Knight, Tesla will be able to hit it, but it looks like he gave up. I'm not really sure what his plan was here, but anyways, we'll take the dub. Interesting deck. It was almost looking like a Golem deck at the beginning of the game. Obviously he had the Mega Knight in for Golem, but then he threw the Elixir Golem at the bridge, which was a little bit interesting. But yeah, we did end up taking the dub. Let's hop into the third match of the video. Alright, we're going to be going up against Azon, and just like that, it's another Japanese player. Like I said, it's not a Clash Royale video unless you go up against someone Japanese. Alright, let's see what he's got for us. Bro, why aren't these people cycling anything? Alright, let's just go with an Expo, whatever. I don't even care. Cannon cart. And Lumberjack, interesting. Let's log this back, redirect everything to the Knight, and that should be an Expo connection. Inferno drag. Oh man, I couldn't get those bats done in time. Still gonna be around 300 damage though. Pretty good. Alright, this guy's gotta have a tank, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just the normal bridge spam with like Ram Rider or something. If he doesn't have a tank, it's just gonna be a very difficult matchup for my main Azon, but we'll see. Bats, okay. Yeah, I'm actually curious to see how he's going to get damage to my tower, because I can counter everything he's played so far pretty easily. Alright, Giant Skeleton. Alright, he's got Cannon Cart, Lumberjack, Inferno Drag, Giant Skeleton, Furnace. I'm not sure what in the world I'm even playing. I guess this is a typical Japanese deck. Those were terrible bats, by the way. They just got obliterated by the Fire Spirits. Let's try to cycle back to a Knight here. He's got Clone. Yeah, so now it's really a standard Japanese deck. Okay, I'm sorry. Am I wrong though? I mean, think about it. When's the last time you played somebody, or think about the last time you played somebody that actually used a Giant Skeleton? Were they Japanese? Like, honestly, ask yourself. That's what I'm saying. Point proven. Let's go in with another Furnace. Let's go ahead and log this. Kind of have a weird hand right now. Let's just go defensive Tesla. He's just cycling to another Giant Skeleton. Let's go ahead and fireball that. Some really nice value right there. Let's go defensive Xbow, because obviously I'm not going to be able to break through for a tower connection. So I might as well cycle it to help me get some extra defensive value. He's going to clone all that, but that's really not going to do anything for him. To be honest, I didn't need that fireball. I just didn't want that cannon card to get in range of the tower. Better safe than sorry, you know what I'm saying? Alright, I think I have an elixir advantage here, so let's try to cycle back to another Knight to protect this Xbow. He's going to go Inferno Drag. Hopefully we can keep that Giant Skeleton away from the Xbow, but it doesn't look like we will. That's unfortunate. But he did commit another 5 elixir with that cannon card, even though he really didn't have to. So we're still up on elixir here. Let's just go in for another Xbow. We did take a shot from that cannon card, but that's okay. Good fireball value, I'll take that. And let's just use a Knight. Get ready with a Knight. Alright. Raged Inferno Dragon is tough to keep from hitting our Xbow because it's just so fast and it just shreds everything. I'm going to have the defensive Xbow here because we actually played that pretty well. Log all that back. Let's go with a Knight. Let's go with some bats on that Lumberjack. Let's go Skeletons for the cannon cart. Log that back. Make sure it's out of range of the tower. I think we're chilling here. Wow, this guy hasn't even touched our tower yet. Set up with another defensive Xbow here, because again, I think he's back to another Giant Skeleton. And obviously his deck is very spammy, so it revolves around getting a huge clump of troops and cloning it. So if I can hold off from giving him a bunch of value or a bunch of things to clone, if I can try to like separate his troops as much as possible, I guess what I'm trying to say. Because if I don't use aggressive Xbows, I mean, look at this guy. He's literally just using everything he has, and it's not even getting across the bridge. If I went for offensive Xbow there instead of a defensive one, then maybe that clone would have given me some trouble, but it doesn't look like it. We are actually going to give up some damage from that cannon cart, but I mean, look at the right side. His tower's done, so he went desperate at the end. He knew he wasn't going to break through, so he might as well throw everything he has at us. But yeah, pretty easy game. He barely even touched our tower except for the cannon cart and those bats at the end. And just like that, we took the dub. I think we're one battle off of 6K, so let's hop into the last battle of the video. And just like that, we're going up against another Chinese player. You gotta love it. Maybe it's Korean. I don't even know how you tell the difference. Alright, he's gonna go Giant. Giant mini P.E.K.K.A first play of the game. What in the world? He's gonna zap as well. Can I catch this? Oh, you already know I can. I don't need skeletons there. Actually, I do. Oh, okay. Wow. Well, that was interesting. He zapped and okay. This man, before he even knew what deck I was rocking, he went Giant mini P.E.K.K.A, zap arrows. That's insane. Absolute insanity. Listen, only a Chinese player would try to pull that off, bro. Or Korean, whatever the heck he is. That's unfortunate. We did give up a PEKKA hit, and of course he has Sparky. I mean, why wouldn't he? I thought about going opposite lane here, but again, that wouldn't be the smartest play because I'd still have to use so much elixir to counter that Sparky in the left lane. I need to save all of my elixir and get as much defensive value from all of my cards as possible, so that's why I went in defensive Tesla there. Let's go with bats here because I don't think he has Zap in hand. Oh man, I was a little late with those skeletons, so that Sparky killed the Tesla. But I don't think that PEKKA is going to do anything. Yeah, so we're fine. A little bit of a misplay there. That Tesla should have lasted a little bit longer than it did, just because I missed those skeletons. But again, no damage taken. We're fine. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to have to figure out a way to outcycle his giant. He's pretty aggressive with it, so I don't think it's going to be too difficult for us. Just try to set up with an Xbow right here. That's an easy log value. He's just going to Sparky that. Luckily, he doesn't have Graveyard. So I think we'll be okay here. As long as we just don't let the let that Sparky get any connections on our tower, I think we'll be okay. Just use a Knight to clean all that up. Nicely done. Alright, let's go with a defensive Tesla here. Yeah, let's do it. Again, same push as before. I was a little more prepared for it this time though. Wait for him to use some sort of spell, then I'll go in with the skeletons. And he did just zap as well, so let's outcycle him real quick here. I think all he has in hand is Sparky. Let's see if I can catch it. No, I was definitely way too late with that. That's unfortunate. He's giving us a lot of log value here, though. Might be a little tower connection. No, the Xbow didn't have enough HP, unfortunately. We're still sitting pretty here, though. This guy's super aggressive with his giant and mini PEKKA, which is actually one of his only counters to my Xbow. So I think if I can defend this and just go in with another Xbow, that's going to be the game plan to give me the dub in this match. Sometimes you just got to let your opponent be aggressive because they will end up forcing out their only counters to your Xbow. So you just kind of watch out for that and let them play right into your own hand. Alright, he's going to go with a giant in the back. I went defensive Xbow there because obviously if I try to go with offensive, he would just use another Sparky. And I didn't have enough elixir to defend my Xbow right away to keep that Sparky from hitting the Xbow. So that's why I decided to go for defensive Xbow there instead of offensive. Pretty easy skeletons here, even if he zaps. He's going to go with a minion horde. Yeah, now it's definitely a typical Japanese deck. Pretty good fireball value, and I don't think that's even any damage to our tower. Yeah, we're sitting pretty here. Even though we're down 300 damage, he's super aggressive with his only counters to my Xbow. So again, if I just keep letting him use his only counters like that, I might be able to catch him off guard with an offensive Xbow here. But for now, let's just plop another defensive Xbow down. And yeah, I think if I defend this push, I mean, we're heading into a minute until triple elixir. Or 5 seconds into triple elixir with a minute left in the game. I don't want that I didn't want to take any chances with that Sparky on the tower there. I'm going to have to use a Tesla here as well, which is a little unfortunate, but I think we'll be okay. I'm going to have to use defensive Xbow because I don't have Tesla in hand, and I don't want that giant to get straight to the tower. Luckily, he doesn't really have any supporting units to make sure his giant gets to my tower, so as long as I distract everything he tries to use behind his giant, I think we'll be okay here. And just like that, all he's going to have right now is a mini PEKKA and an Electro Wizard, so let's try to prevent all of that. Alright, he cycled back to another giant, but he doesn't have any big spell in hand. He's going to go with an E-Wiz, but I think that's pretty good log value. Actually, no, I'm going to Fireball this instead, and I have to be careful about that Sparky on the left, so I'm actually going to log that. And just like that, that Fireball value is actually insane. I'm not sure if you guys saw that, but there was an E-Wiz, and as soon as I Fireballed, he dropped a Skarmy, which gave me inhuman Fireball value. And just like that, guys, we now have the damage advantage. He's going to go with a mini PEKKA. A little bit scary there, but we do have Knight to lure it over to the middle, keep it off our tower for the time being. And just like that, another super intense game against a Japanese Sparky player, and we were able to take the dub. So the game plan there, obviously he was super aggressive with his counters to my Xbow, so I basically just let him play right into our hand, and then we did manage to find an opportunity to drop an offensive Xbow when he didn't have Giant Cycle. He kind of had to force out some weird cards to try to cycle back to a Giant. By the time he did that, we already had plenty of troops to defend our Xbow. So returning back to base, we're sitting at 6,021 trophies, so we were able to hit 6K. I think a couple of the opponents that I've played this video were better than really any of the ones in the previous episodes. So hopefully you guys learned a thing or two, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, please drop a like down below, comment, and subscribe for more, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.